Hey, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a good day. How are you? Today we're doing a guide into buying pre-loved luxury. I feel like this is one of the most requested video on my channel, and I have compiled some notes that I like experiences buying pre-loved luxury. And before I continue on, I'd like to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Kenny. I do vlogs, some fashion videos, and mostly handbag reviews. And if you enjoy this sort of videos, I would like for you to consider subscribing to my channel by hitting that subscribe button and the bell button to notify the videos that I upload. And yeah, without further ado, let's start this video. I started investing in handbags, specifically designer handbags, because I feel like my money is safe, and specifically buying pre-loved luxury, because in pre-loved luxury you'll have designer items at a discount. It's not paying full price on retail, and that only means that there is a great possibility that you'll retain the money that you have invested, and I feel like that's a good thing. It makes buying luxury a little bit more enjoyable, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not that kind of person that money just grow on trees, and so this is a great avenue for myself and for some of you guys. So yeah, buying pre-loved luxury, I feel like is reassuring in my case, in my experience, because most of the time when I sell my items, was there a time? Maybe there are a few times that I have lost maybe $100 or so, but most items I have sold, I've retained my money, and in some cases I have made profit on some bags or items that I've sold. We will cover some questions. I will address the what, when, where, the how, and the whys of buying pre-loved luxury. Cover up the what. So I feel like this is where we should start, and to be able to know what exactly you're after. So in order to know this, there's a lot of factors. We'll start off with the hard way. Sometimes there are people that are just into gold like accessories, and so it has to match with their like outfit or with their bags, you know. And others don't care. It's a very personal thing. If you mix metals, I do mix metals. I don't really mind mixing it. So what do you intend in using this item for? So is this for every day, or is it for like special occasion only? Because if you are thinking about using this on an everyday basis, for example a bag, I feel like you need to research on like very durable leathers and like hardware that would withstand the test of time, and like, you know, that would wear a bit better than others. So in my case, I feel like the caviar leather of Chanel is more durable than the lambskin, but yeah, it depends on your preference. So yeah, that's another consideration. And another one is color. I bought a red extra mini Chanel, I think that was in 2017, and that didn't work for me because when I bought it, I had that idea that I could rock it because I love red. I used to love red bags when I was in college, but you know, we do change our lifestyle, we do change our taste, and so that's one thing to consider. I mean, yeah, just gain from my experience, you know. Also, another thing to consider is your wardrobe. So I feel like it's a good thing to check what sort of color palette you have, and see what fits better in adding an accessory. Will it up your wardrobe? Will it bring it down? Will you buy more items like clothes to be able to fit that bag in your wardrobe, which is not a good thing, you know. It has to like be cohesive with your existing wardrobe. I feel like sometimes you just need to listen to your gut. And yeah, so the concept of pre-loved luxury is the same as thrifting. I have thrifted a lot of items in my wardrobe, and so in going into buying pre-loved luxury, I feel like, or I believe, you have to be open to any options. You're not walking into a brick and mortar store like Chanel and Louis Vuitton. I mean, you could find that exact specific item that you're after. I mean, there's a great possibility that you can, but there is also a probability that you might not find it if you're in a budget specifically. I feel like for example, you're after a Chanel bag in the caviar black, you know, combination. I feel like that's a very highly sought after combination, and most of the time these combinations go for like a lot of money in the pre-loved market even. So that's one thing to consider too. And yeah, sometimes you have items that you have this in mind, but going into pre-loved luxury, you have to be open, you have to be flexible in making like decisions or choices. So I'll be sharing tips in how to like decide. So once you have set your mind on what particular item you'll be buying, and you have a physical store in your area, I feel like it's a good idea to just come into the store and try it on yourself. And if you could take photos, please take some snapshots or a video to have a reference, and you know, just to have that physical like evidence that you could look into, like when deciding on if you really like this item. I feel like I do this. I've done this on some bags, so I'll share that with you too. I feel like that's a good like idea to test yourself if you really wanted this item. And if you don't have a physical store, you could look up like photos on Pinterest. I do this a lot. I search street style photos on Pinterest in Google, and this has helped me a lot in referencing like what kind of outfits I could like incorporate this bag into. Yeah, and just to check the proportions of the bag with like photos that you see in the internet. And yeah, if you have like friends, like Instagram friends that owns a bag, I feel like it's a good idea to ask away, to reassure yourself that like the pros and cons of what the experience was like. It's a good reference, it's a good idea, so there's no harm in trying. And I do this a lot. I watch a lot of YouTube reviews, blogs, the Purse forum, and some people say that, you know, why would you watch a lot of videos regarding bags? It's a ridiculously like huge sums of money, and if you want to dive into buying that bag, you should know that it should meet your expectations. It's just that, you know. If you're a member of these luxury groups, I feel like it's a good resource as well. There's a lot of knowledgeable people there. Just ask away. And also the Purse forum, I mean, that's like the holy bible of pre-loved luxury or luxury. So yeah, and sometimes if you have existing bags and you just want to visualize how big the bag is, sometimes it's good to take the measurements or ask the seller for measurements, and just to reference the sizing. I feel like that's a good idea too, just to visualize what the size of the bag is. And sometimes they'll put like a shoe next to a bag just to have a good feel of how big the bag is. And yeah, I'll give you an example. When I was buying when I went on a hunt on buying my Palm Springs backpack in the size, I went to the Louis Vuitton store and I tested it out. I tried it on, I inspected the bag just to make sure that this is what I'm actually after. And yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to SAs if I do it. I'm so sorry. I mean, when I went to the store, I'm actually so close to purchasing it, you know. But anyway, I got this for a pretty good deal. Also, I went to the Loewe store to check out the Skipple 45 in Mekasa. Because I just want to see if I could use it as a everyday, like, errand bag, because the Skipple 55 and 60 are so big. I feel like it's too cumbersome as an everyday bag, and I feel like the size 45 fits well and is versatile for everyday and travel too. So that's that. Right, so we'll now move on to when. I feel like there's no definite time to buying these items. It always boils down into if you're like mentally or financially ready to break your bank, and also, like, a rule of thumb for me most of the time, if it's never to go into debt. And if you can't afford a bag or whatever item it is twice its price, I don't usually buy it. But sometimes I fall into the cracks. Sometimes there's just those deals that you can't say no to. And yeah, I feel like you do you guys. But please never go into debt just because of these items. These are luxury items, guys. This is not a need. And so I feel like if you go into debt just because of this, I feel like it defeats the purpose of luxury. I feel like that's not luxury anymore. That's gonna cause you like stress, mental stress. It's not worth it. Yeah. On a practical note, if you're going overseas, I feel like it's a good idea to schedule your purchases near or before going on your international holiday, because you could get your tax back on the airport. And yeah, here in Australia, you could actually claim your tax when leaving the country. But the problem is, when you go back, there's a big chance that you'll need to pay that tax back. But if you are going in a big group, you could actually spread that amount divided into each individual. I think that's around $800 each person. So whatever the full amount of the item, you divide it into how many members you're traveling with, and so that's the amount of like luxury items that you could bring into Australia. I'm not sure with other countries. So yeah, and also, I mean, if you're going in Europe or in the UK, just go and purchase your items there. I feel like that's I mean, items I think are well priced compared to other parts of the world. Yeah, just based on my readings on luxury groups, but I haven't bought overseas. Yeah. So also, you know, like celebratory moments, like birthdays, success on your careers. I feel like sometimes people would like to have a physical like memento of a very great moment in their life. And I feel like that's a good idea, you know? I mean, treat yourself, team, treat yourself. So, yeah. So that's covering the when of buying pre-loved luxury. I feel like you know where I most buy my items from. So I'll say eBay. eBay is a great avenue for buying pre-loved luxury, and it has a great buyer protection. And I have a lot of experiences where I got screwed up there, but I got my money back. So yeah, it's pretty much secured for buyers, not really for sellers though, unfortunately. And on eBay, I mean, you can search up like coupon codes that you could use on your checkout. I mean, sometimes they have 3%, 5, 7, 10, 15, and nowadays it feel like coupon codes are not as good as before. Because of the eBay Plus membership, they prioritize members who are subscribed to this service, which is unfortunate. Boo eBay. Alright, another avenue that I buy from is Gumtree. This is a free marketplace. In other parts of the world it's different. In Canada I think it's Kijiji. And guys, this is where you have to be most careful in. People can easily scam you here. I have been scammed on this site, so be careful. I mean, you do your due diligence, do your research. In buying in these kinds of free marketplace, you need to pre-authenticate, and if you're very knowledgeable, then good. But if not, do your research and pre-authenticate, please. And use PayPal, goods and services, not friends and family, because you want have a protection basically. So yeah, you have to be knowledgeable in there. You can't just buy things and expect it to come to you. Yeah. Another avenue is Carousel. I've been selling my items here, and I bought items there as well. And that's where I bought my Chanel boy in Singapore. It's also an avenue where you have to be careful in. Make sure you pay through a secured payment option like PayPal or a credit card with insurance. So there's also your Facebook marketplace and your Facebook luxury groups. And yeah, I feel like it's a good idea to be a member of these groups, like the Louis Vuitton Addicted, the Chanel Addicted, and there's a whole lot of other fashion houses. And yeah, because people here will call out fakes basically, and also they look out for each other, and people update with the newest scams that people do these days. And I feel like you can score some amazing deals there too, you know. And sadly, Facebook has been like shutting down these groups. I feel like the LV and the Chanel has been taken down, but they have been back again. So hopefully they stay there. I just enjoy just scrolling down on these groups, even when not doing anything. And I have bought from this site too, Global Rakuten. I discovered this through Hey June. She bought herself a few of her Chanel bags, and I bought my Chanel key holder. And yeah, I didn't have to pay customs over there, and you could use cashback websites as well, which sometimes they give you like 10 or more percent back from your purchase. We have these like premium personal shoppers where like sometimes you're just dying and itching to have this particular item and you can't because you don't have it in your area. So but they do charge at a premium price plus a fee. So yeah, and we have a lot of Australian like resellers. I'll just quickly mention a few. We have Timelesslikeaudrey. I'm buying a bag from her. I'm so excited. Watch out for it. And we have the Purseaffair. She's very nice, Angela. She's also opened up her physical store here in Melbourne. So congratulations, dear. We have Timelessvogue. Hey Sandy. I feel like she's one of the first, I mean, in my opinion, one of the first resellers that I've known. And Designerarchives, they have a physical store too, and their items are pretty reasonable. And also we have like Bestia Collective. I haven't bought from there because I'm so scared of paying customs. So in the States they have the Real, Fashion File, Yugi's Closet, and a whole bunch of other like pre-loved luxury websites. And yeah, I hope we do have the Real here and the Fashion File. So how do you deal, or how do you pay safely on buying these items? So if you're buying on eBay, that's okay, you're protected. But if you're buying outside of eBay or like sites that I've mentioned like Gumtree, Facebook Marketplace, and Carousel, where there's no a secured way of paying, please make sure you pay through secured payment options like PayPal and credit card. I'll continue to remind you to do these, please. So how do you deal? So ask as many questions as possible. Ask a lot of photos. Condition. Are there any rips or tears or any marks or indentations on the bag, because you don't want any surprises when you get the bag. And if you could, ask if they could put a name card near the item that you're buying. Put their name and the place and the date, just to make sure that they have the item on hand and it's not like they could bait and switch it when you get your items. Third thing is negotiate reasonably. Please don't lowball, guys. I feel like it's a good practice to check the retail price of the item that you're buying and compare it against the asking price. Compare it against the condition, the inclusion. Sometimes when you buy a bag and it doesn't have the full set, full set, the box, the dust bag, the authenticity card, the receipt, and all that jazz. And if you don't have these, at times you could score some pretty good deals. Yeah, but it's not to say that if that item doesn't come with any of these bells and whistles, it means that it's fake. So it's not, guys. You have to pre-authenticate or authenticate your items. The fourth one that I just wanted to say, do your legwork, guys. You get them authenticated, of course, by a professional, but do your research. I feel like researching is a great experience for you in continue buying pre-loved luxury. I feel like this will give you a lot of confidence. Looking at constant photos online on these luxury groups, I feel like you could mold a good opinion in spotting fakes, in what sort of things to look out for in buying these items. So that's how I got my experience from. So yeah, as what I continue on mentioning, pre-authenticate, guys, if you could. I have authenticated my items from Real Authentications. They have a great turnaround time, but just a little bit expensive. It's $20 for an item or a bag. So you could ask a certificate, but it would be an extra. I think Hermes, it's priced a little bit higher than other like designers. So I have authenticated from Authenticate for You, but it's just a little bit longer turnaround time. So Etincelle as well, but Etincelle only caters to Chanel bags that are produced 15 series and below. And also you could use the Purse Forum, but Purse Forum, I feel like that's just a backup. People there don't do it as their job, so it's just a pastime, so you can't rely on it in pre-authenticating. I think it's a great avenue, I'm just saying. So yeah, if you're buying from websites that accepts coupon codes, use coupon codes and cashback websites, because these discount is money, so don't say no to money. Alright, so once you receive the item, make sure to check everything and compare this against the item description. Make sure you're happy, make sure that it matches up, and yeah, let the seller know if you're not happy, because sometimes sellers don't really disclose or divulge everything because they just want these items to sell, and if they do divulge these flaws, they won't make the sale. So I feel like once you see items that don't match up to the description, I feel like that's also a good starting point in negotiating if you want to keep the bag but still just don't want to pay the price that you paid it for. So yeah, I've experienced that, and gladly they have refunded some money back to me. That happened to my Dior saddle bag, because I got at least $200 back from that because of the description didn't match up. So why do I shop Preloved? So first thing is, guys, I'm not a rich person. I'm not one of those persons that money just grow on trees. I like to save on things. I'm just that person that's bougie on a budget. I mean, if I could stretch the money, I will stretch it out as much as it could. And you know, buying Preloved means that you can still enjoy bags at a discount. It's just win-win for me. Like, I mean, for some as well. Sometimes there are items that have been discontinued, and this is the only way that you could buy this item. And also for vintage collectors. So this is like a fantastic resource for, like, if you're after a vintage bag. So yeah, like Louis Vuitton. So sustainability. So the concept of zero waste. So you're not contributing to more waste, and also helping out Mother Nature in doing that. So another thing is quality. So I'll put Louis Vuitton as an example. So with the all-going issue of quality breaking down, falling into the cracks, for example, the pochette métis having a lot of issues, like the glazing, the canvas cracking. I feel like I've never heard of these issues before, way back. But yeah, I have owned a few like vintage Louis Vuitton bags before, and the canvas are just really so thick, and comparing it to bags that I have now, I don't think it's up to par. Yeah, and just even knowing that an item is mass produced, I feel like there's not a lot of thought or love that has been put on an item, and I feel like that's a big factor for me too. If I knew that something is mass produced, I feel like it's not as special as something that is handcrafted. But that's just me. Guys, handle your money carefully. It is your hard-earned money. Make it work, make it stretch out, and as I've mentioned, be safe. Only pay through secured payment options, and pre-authenticate your bags. If there's one thing that you could take away from this, just those two, please. And yeah, guys, just there are people that shame other people just because they buy Preloved. Don't feel bad because you buy Preloved, because that's a great avenue. And there's nothing wrong. You didn't steal that money, earn that money yourself. It's from hard work. So people shouldn't like judge other people just because of this. So okay, so I just wanted to share this. This is like my secret in getting these deals on the Preloved market, basically in eBay. So on eBay you have this like tab here at the top, and it's like a search bar. So if you're asking or if you're looking for a specific item, type it down there, and there's a heart button, so you'll be able to search this term So click that. Make sure that the heart is highlighted. So every time a new item within your search term pops up on eBay, eBay will notify you. And yeah, it's just basically just being on there every single time, because there's a lot of people looking into buying all these items, just hawk eyeing everything. You have to be on the spot on the right time, and yeah, be prepared. So sometimes you won't be able to use all these tips, and yeah. And a parting word: luxury must be comfortable, otherwise it's not luxury. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please subscribe to this channel, and please give me a thumbs up if you feel like I deserve it. And I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!